6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Erin Sullivan.
And I'm Jacqueline Fernandez. Let's get right into our top 6 headlines at 6.
Happening now, city leaders and developers are answering your questions on the long-delayed redevelopments of the Crossroads Mall site at 72nd and Dodge. Under the original plan, that project was supposed to open last year.
The city of Wahoo under boil order tonight after a routine water sample tested positive for E. coli. A wastewater operator tells First Alert 6 anything from farming to construction can cause this type of contamination. That order is in effect through Friday.
An Omaha man will spend decades behind bars for shooting at deputies in Arlington, Nebraska. 49-year-old David Betcher pled no contest to 3 charges, including attempted assault. A judge sentenced him to 70 to 90 years behind bars.
Today, the Supreme Court heard arguments in a case that could restrict President Trump's power to impose sweeping tariffs. Several conservative justices seem skeptical of the president's legal authority to do so. Trump claims a loss in this case would leave the U.S. economically defenseless.
Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilger says his office is suing a Swiss national billionaire, alleging he's bypassing state law to fund 6 Nebraska ballot initiatives. Hans-Georg Wyss has lived in the U.S. for decades, but was born in Switzerland. State law restricts the type of political donations that foreign nationals can make. Hilgers alleges Wyss broke those laws.
And this top story less than an hour now from the tip-off of number 23 Creighton basketball season opener against South Dakota. We'll take you live to the CHI Health Center Arena. A lot of fanfare to come. That's later in the broadcast.